you so much, Nancy. Yeah. And by the way, that's from this book written by Gangaji, one of my most favorite humans in the world. The diamond in your pocket. Ah, what is that diamond in our pocket this morning? In the meditation earlier, I got this multi-sensory picture in my mind of coming in from the cold. And I think probably everybody except for Nancy is in the cold this morning. And as you open the door and come into the kitchen, you notice something smells really good. It's some soup with your most favorite ingredients bubbling on the stove. You can almost taste it, but it's still in the pot. So I'm seeing that my role here this morning with you is to just help you smell the fragrance of what is within you. This is so delicious, and it has just the right ingredients. And so my place is to simply keep putting the fragrance in your nose. I'm going to see if there's a way for me to see you guys better. And here we go. That's better. Oh, I can see you better now. So welcome, each one of you. I feel really honored and blessed to be here, and I'm so grateful to the Center for Spiritual Living, Tahoe-Truckee. What a wonderful community, really. Very unique. And if you haven't made it in person, they happen to be right on the shore of the lake as well. And that's pretty wonderful too. So the people, the location, and most of all, the loving intention that is extended to everybody. And here we are. So nobody's imperfect. Have you ever said, after you've kind of flubbed something up pretty royally, well, nobody's perfect? Yeah? Or in my case, I kind of do a half effort on something and I don't do it very well. It just kind of passes, but I get caught. And I'll say, well, nobody's perfect. So it's a phrase that can kind of be used in a variety of ways, and we're used to it. Nobody's perfect. And sometimes we offer it out there for, I was just talking with someone the other day who offered it to a friend who was just drowning in self-criticism. And he offered it as a comfort to her. Well, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we feel like we are the mistake. And hence, we try even harder to be perfect. So it's something that seems to have come to the fore in our day. We are experiencing a lot of imperfections that are causing a lot of sufferings right now. And so this feels relevant not just to our personal relationship with ourself, with our self-image, with how we view God, how we view others, and how we're viewing our world. There's a lot of blaming going on right now, and a lot of that blaming seems to come from being really disappointed that people in leadership are not taking responsibility. They're not fulfilling their role. And so it's easy to blame them. And those are real feelings. And we're not here to deny those feelings at all. But we're here to look at the whole picture. And that starts from within ourselves. Because however we see the world around us, we know that that's just a reflection, right, of how we're seeing ourselves. That's our responsibility. So, it just came to me recently that the phrase "nobody's perfect" is kind of equivalent to saying we're all human. So what do you think it means when we say nobody's imperfect? What could that mean? And I wonder, are you guys familiar with the chat? If you want to, you can scroll your cursor down to the chat. And we're not going to have a total discussion in this hour together, but I think there will be, your comments are welcome. And I think I will be asking for your comments here and there. So make sure you're familiar with the chat, because I do want to know how this is landing with you as we're rolling along here, okay? So nobody's imperfect is kind of equivalent to we're all divine. And in the Centers for Spiritual Living, we kind of hear that quite a bit, don't we? But we don't always unpack it. It's one of those words, those little phrases, our God self, it can kind of come along, we're divine, and keep on rolling. And we're not really sure what that feels like or what that really is. Or maybe it's kind of gone down this deep, but it could go down a little deeper. So I'm hoping this morning that we all experience that a little deeper in a way that feels more real for each of us. And even though that is a universal truth, it's going to feel different for each of us at different times. And so this morning, my role is just to ask you to help hold the space here together so we can feel safe enough and relaxed enough to just enjoy the soup. All right? So we're here to more fully access that truth of our full humanity and our divinity in a way that we're not saying in an egotistical way, oh, I'm God, I'm all there is, I'm the center of everything, and that kind of a thing, because that's not what we're talking about at all. However, if we have certain religious conditioning, it may feel blasphemous to even suggest the thought that I am divine. And I come from that background, so I know that's true. It took me a couple years, actually, and I've shared this before, of really wrestling with God. What do you mean there's no separations? How can that be true? What about this? And a lot of conditioning there. And so wherever you are, we're not here to tear anything down. We're just here to love and support you wherever you are right now. And it's funny, isn't it, that we learn different things in different ways and times, and in some things we may be like getting a master's or a doctorate degree in something, and in other areas we're way back in preschool, kindergarten, and that's just the way it is. And it's fine. It's fine that we come that way, because we're all here connected and supporting and loving and encouraging. And those who have their doctorate degrees are more than willing to help those of us who are still in kindergarten. So it's all actually a fun adventure, and we can make it so. So nobody's imperfect. I would love for us to begin by just feeling into the great gift that we have to be in these bodies. Yeah. Anyone in their body, just tap yourself somewhere. Yeah, the body. I'm here. Yay, clapping hands. If you haven't had a chance to stretch yet this morning, try just, let's do an all body, every part of your body you can feel, especially toes to hands to shoulders, and let's just clench really tight for 5 seconds, and then let's take 10 seconds and just let it go. So real tight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now slowly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. Don't you love the way that dogs shake from their nose to their tail? I don't know how Lila does that. It's like, does she have little muscles at the end of her tail or something that's like, it's all gone. So it's a quick thing to do sometimes, but just to remind us, what a gift to be here in the body, fully human and divine. Yeah, really. You know, I think of those who are with us and yet are not physical. Do you ever have a sense that what we call, in our minds, we think, oh, angels or guides or ancestors? However, whatever we call those who love and support us, I'm not sure that it matters. I just use this all-encompassing phrase. I call them my dear ones. All my dear ones. And I'm very fortunate to have had this experience, just a glimpse of once feeling, oh my gosh, this plethora, uncountable number of dear ones behind me, helping me along to move forward, because these are hard times on the earth and we are not alone. We have each other and we have all these dear ones. So just let's, before we move forward, just breathe a thank you to these dear ones who are with us all the time and with us right here. That whatever we need to experience in our precious bowls, that we do completely. Thank you. So feeling into all the love that is with us here. Let's take an inner read on our body. Can you hear the piano okay? Feeling in your body. If you have any tightness, any tiredness, even any pain, go ahead and just breathe some love to those places. And here's a simple chant we can do together. The words are really simple. I am here. All is well. And because Zoom is what Zoom is, I won't be able to physically hear you sing this with me. But I'd love it if you would sing it. And sing it however it registers with you. Maybe you're singing it, hearing it as God singing it to you. Or maybe you're singing it to God, however that feels. Maybe you're singing it to your inner child who's been really scared, really confused, a little anxious. Here we go. I am here, all is well. I am here, all is well. I am here, all is well. I am here. All is well. I am here. All is well. One more time. I am here. All is well. 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 All is well. All is well. All is well. And hold that true tone. Hold that tone as I read another little story to you. And one way that we can hold something beautiful is actually with our feet. I did not learn this from a book, but I do it all the time, so I know it works, and I've never had anybody say this doesn't work. On your feet, with your feet on a solid surface like the floor, just experiment pressing down your left big toe, which kind of presses in the ball of your foot as well, and then your right big toe, which kind of presses into the ball part of your foot as well. And at whatever tempo, whatever speed you'd like, as I'm reading to you, just press left and right with your toes. And if you want to press them together, that's okay. But hold that tone. I am here. The I am that I am is here. And all is truly well. So that's the truth. This is from a really special book called Tales from the Night Rainbow. It was written by a woman called the Big Grandma of Molokai. She lived in the body from 1816 to 1931. And this is a drawing of her. This is a real woman. And the book is kind of her genealogy. She did not want the rich tradition stories of her community to be lost. And so she shared them, and they're in the book. So this is Big Grandma from Molokai. These are her words. We taught by stories and parables, and one of the earliest and most important to us was, each child born has, at birth, a bowl of perfect light. If he or she tends his light, it will grow in strength, and he can do all things. Swim with the shark, fly with the birds, know and understand all things. If, however, he becomes envious or jealous, he drops a stone into the bowl of light, his bowl of light, and some of the light goes out. Light and stone cannot hold the same space. If he continues to put stones in the bowl of light, the light will go out and he will become a stone. He'll become a stone. A stone does not grow, nor does it move. If at any time he tires of being a stone, all he needs to do is turn the bowl over, upside down, and the stones will fall away and the light will grow once more. They call that hule. I'm going to follow that up with a little bit more on the same page. The ancient ones believed that all time is now, and that we are each creatures of our life's conditions. We are each creators of our life's conditions. We create ourselves, and everything that becomes a part of our lives. Any situation in which we might find ourselves is brought about by learning the many pathways of life. The early ones believed that there was one body of life to which we all belong. We were a part of all things, and all things were part of us. Thank you, Big Grandma. You know, for a moment, let's just imagine this bowl of light. And let's imagine, as Big Grandma from Molokai says, we were born with it. Nobody who was ever born was not born without this bowl of light. Yeah, you know, maybe it's become so heavy with stones we don't feel it, but nevertheless, the light is there. And I wonder if we might just kind of imagine, maybe we can make like a bowl with our arms, you know, and pretend like there's a bowl here. And, oh yeah, here's a bowl.
Here's a bowl.
Okay, here's a bowl that Chris's mother made. That she made it when she lived in Hawaii.
1960.
And it has some really cool texture, like volcano. And the inside kind of looks like a volcano.
That's the bowl of light.
All right, got the bowl of light there. Yeah.
Got my bowl.
So, you know, let's just take a... Actually, I think I'm going to save this. I have a bowl here too. But I'm going to save this for just a second. And in this bowl of light that we are, maybe the light is kind of in our midsection, solar plexus, maybe it's in your heart, you know. But just for a moment, just like we were doing the left and right with our feet, let's just rock just a little bit. Because sometimes when we remember that we have this eternal, timeless, changeless light in our bowls, that in itself has the effect of loosening any stones that we might have put in our bowl. And in that case, if those stones have completed their healing process with us, they've taught us something about the pathways of life, and we have received the gift in full. We've learned the lesson, received the gift, found more space for grace in our heart, then sometimes just a gentle rocking of that bowl is enough to roll that bowl right out, and roll that stone right out of the bowl. So just in case there aren't any loose stones in there that have been tumbled around for so long that all the rough, sharp edges are eased off and they're easy to roll. Just, okay, thank you, stone. You can go now into the earth. Yeah. And I just want to say too that rocking left to right physiologically is a really good thing to do. It helps our brain to balance, and we have so much of an overload that our brain is working with right now, that we can hold a really beautiful truth, just like the I am here, all is well. Anytime you're not sure what to do with all the stuff in your brain, remember those words, remember that feeling, safety and well-being, and just rock left and right, any which way you want. Do your toes too, and this will help your brain to process. And the residue that is no longer serving you can have a place to go into the compost, and our Mother Earth knows exactly what to do with what comes. And if you're like Audrey and you need to yawn, that is another release. We do that in Tai Chi a lot. And don't hold back. I won't take it personal if you yawn. Yawn away. Yawning is great. I heard I think he's a neurologist or neuro brain doctor person. I heard him give a TED talk about 20 years ago, saying that yawning is about the most beneficial thing we can do for our brain. So if you're not sure how to help your brain, just yawn on it and your brain will say thank you. Okay, so here we are, and just for a moment appreciate the light in your bowl. It's a sacred fire. It's who you are. This is who we are, each one. Each one of us is a flame of light in this sacred bowl that we are holding in the physical. What a gift beyond description to be here in the body holding the sacred flame. And all together our flames are such a beautiful fire, a fire that transforms, burns away the illusions in ourselves and our world. And as we allow this fire to blaze in its magnificence and glory, we find this is the most potent thing we can offer to spirit to change our world. It begins in our own bowl of light. Yes. Just for a moment, I want you to savor this truth. And I know that you know this. Let's let it go deeper. Just like the moisture that's just happened outside. We cherish its beauty. And we're so glad that the snow's fallen. But let's let it go even deeper into the earth. Because as the snow has fallen, it can bless us in the times to come. The deeper it goes into the earth. When we're in drought, that moisture nourishes the plants and the animals and us. So the truth in this simple story from Molokai, Hawaii, the bowl of light, let it circulate, not just in your brain knowing, in your heart, in your body, in the quality of energy that you hold in your daily activities. This is who you are. This is who I am. This is who we are together. The light in the bowl. It has always been, and it will always be. This light is what will still be resonating when all the troubles in the world have wound themselves down. This light will still be as magnificent and beautiful and strong as it has always been, unchanging. And we can say it is already done because it is eternal. And this is who we are. This is who everybody is, at the essence, in the core. Many people have lost connection with that light, this light. And so, of course, and we've all taken our turn at bat. We do something terrible, we don't know why we didn't do better. Or we fail to step up and do something kind and good, and we don't know why we failed. There's a rock in the way. And now we can appreciate those rocks in a way that we never could before. Isn't it interesting that the way that we look at something totally changes the outcome? Our relationship with those rocks are really important. Of course, we know our relationship with the light is so important, but what about the rocks? You know, it's not just something that we spit out, huck pooey, no. No, we appreciate those rocks. If you've ever been in a sweat lodge, you know that those rocks, we call them grandfathers. We go into the dark lodge, no light, utter darkness. It's very important there's no light in there because it's like going into the mother's womb. And the bowl inside the lodge is carved out of the earth. And when we go and sit at first, there's nothing but earth and indentation. And we go in a good way. We go in to be in prayer with Spirit. And the rocks have been in the fire. They've been in the fire for hours. They're very hot. They could not be hotter. In fact, some of them split and become twins because they're so hot. And they're dusted off and they're brought in with a pitchfork. They're blessed and they go into the bowl. And as each one comes in one at a time, everyone in the lodge says thank you and welcome. And we can have that attitude towards the rocks in our own personal bowl. As much as we want to recoil, we can say thank you. I thought it was my own greed and fear that brought you here, but you're here and you are resting on this beyond hot fire of light within me. And when the rocks get hot, they become medicine, healing medicine. And that's what happens in the prayer lodge. And that's what can happen within our own being, is these rocks that have been so heavy to carry for so long. Oh boy, we just want to lay them down. Oh, and we try all these different things and we read all these self-help things and the latest and greatest, and they're all okay. That's all just an expression of our longing, and it's okay. Because sometimes one of those rocks is unforgiveness for ourselves for doing such silly things, but it's okay. Every rock has a lesson and a gift for us. And it begins by our acknowledging in gratitude the fire beneath the rock in our bowls. So we need to do that. We can do that a little bit now. I'm going to name some of the rocks that might be making their presence known in these days. And I invite you to put in the chat, if you'd like, any of the names of the rocks that you might wish to share. And we're just going to acknowledge their presence. We're not going to do anything with them. We're just going to say that they're there, we see them, and we know that they are resting on the eternal sacred light. And if we want to release them, we can, but we don't have to right now. Right now, we're just going to say, I see you. And I'm actually grateful that you're here. So here's some of the ones that came to my mind. Um, all kinds of fear, right? Fear is like the boulder in the bowl. We have all these chunks of fear that have come off in um, anxiety, dread, tension, stress. And while I'm saying this, please do the left and right with your toes. Give yourself a butterfly hug. Massage your neck. Because these are, I don't want to say they're the most real, but they're in the picture, right? I'll tell you one that's been really hard for me in this current time. Trauma. It has been in my bowl. I have experienced narcissistic abuse, and to see that every day on the news is kind of taken me to the edge of my human capacity for staying steady and grounded, but it has caused me to either clam up and have a trauma reaction like this, or to put the roots down deeper, find the underground spring that's going to nourish me deeper so I can stand alongside the narcissistic abuse that has been and is being extended to the whole world, not just our country. So that's been a big one for me because it's personal. I think another big one for a lot of people is sexual abuse. To see the Epstein files in the news all the time. If you have some of that in your history, there's a rock. And that's not the kind of rock that we put in our bowl because we decided to steal a candy bar. That's a real heavy rock, and it landed in our bowl. And I have spoken with people who have gone so deep to nourish themselves beyond that trauma and to find the tools that help them in their whole being to not have that rock in their bowl. They've become teachers and healers, whether they're officially that or not. Really, the people that others who are suffering go to because of what they have transcended. So everything offers a gift. I promise you that. Everything in the bowl is a gift. If we give it permission. We give our permission to receive the gift is there. So, let me read some of the things that I'm seeing in the chat. Procrastination. Okay, well, we'll talk about that later.
Righteousness.
Righteousness?
Yeah.
Feeling like you need to be perfect?
I got this. Why can't you see it?
Oh.
Righteousness. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which to me is kind of like a blind spot. Is that what it's called? I think that I think I've got everything nailed down. I think that's what you're saying.
Righteousness, yeah, it's like lack of compassion or empathy. It's like you got the answer.
Could you guys hear that? Yeah. Anxiety. Confusion. Yeah. Insistent self. Ego. My ego. Yeah. So, I wonder if those of you who do the journaling, which is a wonderful thing to do, you might think of, and this just dropping in, opening your journal, left side, right side, and all the qualities of the divine that are here and saying, Notice this now. And we can go through this together as well. We'll get to that in just a second. And on the right side, the rocks. Don't need to do anything with them, but you might put the name of a rock, and on a scale of 1 to 10, take a read in your body. Like, okay, just notice when I say this word and think about it, my whole throat just closes up. That might be an 8. Something that is just a little irritating, maybe that's a 4. But this is kind of your taking a read on your inner weather. What's it like in there? Is it pretty stormy? Few clouds clearing up? It's a good thing to do. Let's take also a read on the divine qualities that are who we are. Anybody here besides me like Yoda? I mean, not the way he looks, right? He's kind of gross looking, but
he's cute.
Yoda, yeah. Thumbs up on Yoda. Okay, good. Okay. For some reason, I have an attraction for Yoda, and it's obviously not physical. Every morning in my own personal quiet time, I have a kind of a holistic mantra that brings me around to a little Yoda speak, and it is, the power of love I am. The power of love I am. And of course, that's just the beginning. As huge as that is, that's just the beginning. But if something comes to you right now, go ahead and put it in the chat, because I'm keeping an eye on the time. I have 2 more songs, and I'm not sure we're going to get to them. What is one quality of the divine that when you speak it, and then you put the I am after that, you just feel all your dear ones behind you saying, yes, she got it. You feel that, you feel your own heart lift up, because this is the truth of your being. What might be a calmness? Yeah. Steady calmness. The eye of the hurricane. I am. Yeah. This could be a reflective practice that you can continue throughout the week and beyond. Whenever there is a quality, a characteristic of the divine that comes to your mind, don't keep it just in your brain. Let it sink all the way down into your heart, into your body, into your toes, left and right on it, and however it wants to be expressed, speak it, write it, and put the I am afterwards. And it will help you to come into that knowing that is yours at this moment to experience. This is eating the soup for you, whatever that is. It's going to be different for each one of us. The power of love, I am. I need that every morning, and that's why it comes to me. And we start the service every Sunday with a word that we hold in the circle together. It could be peace. The power of peace. I am. In the I am that I am, I hold peace in the middle of the war. I do that because I am in the I am. And the I am is in me. Breathing each other, loving each other. And that's the whole point, isn't it? We're not here to be the nitpicky definition of perfection. That is an illusion, and that is not possible. No one's perfect, not even the Pope. And the Pope himself will tell you that, because he's human. God bless him. I love our Pope. Yeah. What kind of perfection are we talking about? We're talking about the perfect bowl of soup. That just the right seasonings and ingredients have come together, and they've been simmering and cooking for just the right amount of time. And that bowl of soup, when you come in from the cold, it's snowing now. You come in from the cold, you're hungry. That soup is pure perfection. And that is who you are. Each of us. And we don't have to be the same kind of soup, but we are all perfect. I have a song I'm gonna share with you. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to help me out on this. This is so fresh. I've never really done the whole thing before. Okay. It's called Nobody's Imperfect. And Diana, you could put the lyrics up if you want. It's kind of a fun song. I invite you to sing along, and the more imperfectly you sing along, the better. Because you're muted, so no one cares.
I'm not listening.
But I want you to take it to heart, really. Take it to your own heart, and then extend it to the person you most detest as a human. The most repulsive person on the planet, the one who just makes you want to vomit, the one who you get heart palpitations every time you see or hear of them. That is our goal, to acknowledge the perfection in what our ego says is a vile, horrible human being. Because if that person is human, he or she also is a bowl of light that has become cement. And to melt the cement, the love extended to that person. And of course, you know that I'm all about the ho'oponopono, because sometimes I have no idea what else to do. The quality of love that will break up that person's cement has to be beyond human love. And fortunately, nobody's imperfect. So we all have access to that love. And we all embody that love, because that love truly is who we are. It's not gushy mushy, as a friend of ours says, cake frosting love. It's the real deal. It's the bust up the cement kind of love. And that is exactly what will change our inner world and our outer world. Yeah. Thumbs up. And all that's needed, truly, all that's needed, it's not like we have to work harder or we have to learn more or get the next thing. All that's needed is our permission. You say, yes, I am willing to embody this love. I am willing to start recognizing who I really am. I am willing to cradle the rocks in my bowl of light and bust up the hard edges there that keeps them solid. And sometimes, honestly, we soften that hard dirt around the rocks with our own tears. And that's good. The tears are good medicine. You all know that my son Gabe passed when he was 19 years old. And of course, one of the rocks in my bowl is like, how could I have allowed that to happen? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I go in there with an army troop and kidnap him out? And why didn't I do all these things? Of course, that was a really hard rock in my bowl. And one place where, for me, the rock and the rocks surrounding, that grief and that pain, that regret, all those things connected with losing your child. It happened in the sweat lodge with the rocks coming in. And for those who have seen or met Gabe, he had a nappy head. He's African American, and he was a lot bigger and heavier than me. And he used to walk over to me, and he'd have to bend his head way down, but he would put his head like this on my shoulder, like his shoulder would be up here with his head bent over, and I'd just reach my hand up and go like this and pat his head on my shoulder. And in one sweat lodge, I felt like, some time had passed, and so I took a little container of his ashes into the lodge, and there were only a couple other people in that particular round. And as the rocks came in, I put Gabe's ashes in the bowl, in the earth bowl in the lodge. And then we're praying and singing, and I felt something on my shoulder. And it was Gabe. And I just patted him on the head. It wasn't like the physical Gabe, but he was totally energetically there. It was tangible. And so the rocks can be a blessing. And what a blessing of healing and wholeness to realize our perfection. Nothing happened in the fire underneath. It wasn't like the fire was weak and then it got stronger. No, the fire is always, always strong. It's changeless. We are the wave on the ocean that changes. And at some point we realize, oh, what's this stuff under me? Oh, it's the changeless ocean holding me. And then at another point we would say, oh, well, where does the ocean stop and the wave begin? Like, it doesn't. It's just one and the same. And here I am, just changing away. But the ocean is holding me. And the ocean is love. And that's who we are as well. You're not going to believe this, but I have a drummer here. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear the drummer? Okay, let me see your little pitter-pat hands. Okay, go ahead and drum with me on the table, on your legs, with your feet. Do whatever you want. We got a drummer. Nobody's imperfect. Nobody has come here by mistake. Nobody's beyond the reach of grace. Not even me. Nobody needs fixing. Nobody is less than all we are. Nobody is separated from Creator's heart. We are all sunbeams of one glorious light. We are all perfectly designed as love inside. Here we go. I made a mistake. Oh, there I go again. I thought I'd do better, but I don't know when. Why do my failures say they're my friends? Oh, wait, this ain't how my story ends. No, nobody's imperfect. Nobody has come here by mistake. Nobody's beyond the reach of grace. Not even me. Nobody needs fixing. Nobody is less than all we are. Nobody is love inside. I'm gonna try this again. I'm feeling the blues from watching all the news. Shaking my fist, I wonder how to resist. Blaming and shaming, I choose to refuse. The power of love, I got a higher view. Nobody's imperfect. Nobody has come here by mistake. Nobody's beyond the reach of grace. Not even me. Nobody needs fixing. Nobody is less than all we are. Nobody is separated from Creator's heart. We are all sunbeams of one glorious light. We are all perfectly designed as love inside. Nobody's imperfect, no. 'Cause you are perfect, you are perfect. As love. A little ad lib.
Wow.
Oh, well, I'm so blessed to be able to share this with you. Thank you. And we all agree to invite each other to help us remember these things at any time. And we're all in this together. And I'm so grateful to the Center for Spiritual Living for providing a platform for us to join together and remember these things. You know, at the Centers for Spiritual Living, we hear things just kind of, it's just kind of like you see things going down the rapids if you're watching the river. You're like, oh, look at that. It's bobbing up and down, and there it goes. And sometimes it's just these things about being the spark of God, you know, and being the presence and God breathing us and co-creating and things like that. But when we get together and eat the soup together, this is a blessing that the Center for Spiritual Living allows us to experience. And when we hold this tone, this vibration, we have no, you know, all our invisible dear ones would have us to just get the slightest glimpse of how potent and how powerful that is in our world to really shift things to a better place. It happens in our own hearts, in our own community, and then it just somehow we just wake up and things are different, and we're all a part of that. I also want to invite you to a new platform that I just opened called the Bowl of Light Cafe, and you can find an invitational link by just going to the website, my website, Songrise, SONGRISE.LIVE, like live music, songrise.live. So if you go there, you'll see on the first page, it talks about the Bowl of Light Cafe, which is basically a community platform. It's an online platform. And it's a delicious place to land, meet friends, relax, wander around, find some beautiful things to ponder and reflect on together, and just be yourself. So you are all welcome. It's a free platform, and I feel very blessed to be able to offer that to you. And I feel like some of you are already a really big part of that, and so I thank you. Tahoe.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you so much for this morning. Your music always